Well, we're at the LHSAA headquarters in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Executive Director Kenny Henderson is with me. Kenny, thank you for taking time out. I know things get a little hectic here towards the end of the season, so I appreciate it.
They do, but we appreciate y'all being here and giving the LHSAA the coverage that you have been able to do.
Well, something that the LHSAA actually has done to provide more coverage to the high school athletics fans is to sign a deal with Fox Sports. Talk about, I guess, some of the details of that and why it was so important to the LHSAA to have something in place.
Well, with Fox coming in and being the host for the Hornets, it just became more of a natural fit for us to go with Fox. And so we're looking forward to working with them. I think that we may get a little bit better regional coverage in that, and we'll see. They have it's not a whole lot of different deal than we've been having with CST, but we definitely look forward to working with them.
Well, and the game of the week, the LHSAA game of the week on Thursday nights all season has been broadcast on both of them. But what has maybe the reaction been to you all just about the coverage and how it's been going?
Everybody loves the game of the week, and we get a lot of positive comments from the fact that we go out and we're able to put the games on. I think we get a lot of good comments on them being on Thursday night, which we do shift to that. We shift to Friday nights in the playoffs because the coaches, and I don't blame them, don't want to play on Thursday night. And then we'll do like 27 state championship events that will be played on Fox, and so we look forward to that.
Let's talk a little about reclassification. Every 2 years it happens. This year they're I don't know if it's an exciting time for you or a time that you kind of just go through and take it as it goes, but tell me a little bit about that process.
It is probably one of the most gut-wrenching processes that we go through, and you wonder sometimes why we do it every 2 years. But as schools change size, then they may have to change classifications. And as they change classifications, then you've got to look at changing districts. And it could just be one school that makes a change from one size classification to another, and then the dominoes just fall. And you just don't know. You have to go back and then put them in districts so they can compete for honors in a district standpoint. And it's a process like no other. The principals come out and they make an argument as to why they should not be in this district or why they should be in this district, and we have to listen, and then ultimately the executive committee has to sign off on it.
Some of the big changes this time around and regarding class sizes is that U High is now 3A, and then John Curtis and Evangel have both decided to play in 3A. Did that surprise you, or?
Well, this is the first year in several years that schools are allowed to play up in classification. And so we had, I want to say 16 schools that opted to play up in classification for various reasons, which did not change the numbers. In University High's case, they just happened to have one too many students, and so they are now the smallest 3A school in the state.
And then the Catholic League will be back together, which I know is something that those schools in New Orleans had been looking to get back to where they were before the storm.
Well, that's what we've proposed. Now, it's still up to the executive committee to ultimately make the final decision.
Okay. Powerlifting. As we look forward to the winter sports season, this is the inaugural year for powerlifting. Talk about adding that as a sanctioned sport.
Well, powerlifting has been around in Louisiana for a number of years. I want to say maybe 30 plus years. But 2 or 3 years ago, that group came to us and wanted the LHSA to make it a sanctioned sport. And so for the past 2 years, it's been a pilot program. And this year will be the first year that it is actually a sanctioned sport by the LHSAA. Practice has already begun for that. And the state championships will be this spring in West Monroe.
All right. I know that sportsmanship is something that is very important to the LHSAA. You guys actually have a sportsmanship spotlight where you guys have been highlighting different athletes or officials or coaches in the community. Just talk about the importance of sportsmanship and the LHSAA's view on that.
Well, I don't think we can do enough for sportsmanship. I mean, sportsmanship is one of the core values of high school sports and why we play high school sports. And there's a lot of good things that come out of high school sports, more than the skills that you learn to actually play the game. And for sportsmanship, those are some of the biggest lessons that our coaches and our principals can teach these kids, something that they'll take for a lifetime, as to how things are handled and how to act and react to certain situations. And I don't think we can do enough to help them learn to grow in that process.
We are actually in the Hall of Fame room here at the LHSAA, and this year's Hall of Fame class was recently announced. How exciting is it? The banquet will be in January. How exciting is it to see some of these people who played such an integral role in high school athletics to come back and be honored for?
It is a big honor for these people, because they have, in some cases, given their life to high school athletics. You can be an administrator, a coach, an athlete, an official, or a contributor. And those people are nominated by our schools. Members of the association can nominate. We take nominations in March. We have a meeting in October where the committee decides who is going to be inducted for this particular year. And I think this year we have 7 members that will be going into the Hall of Fame. And we look forward to that. It's a great honor for them, and it's something to be very, very proud of.
All right, well, Kenny Henderson, the Executive Director of the LHSAA, thank you so much for taking a little time out to chat.
Again, thank you all very much for being here.